Hi, I'm Kyla, professional interior designer and amateur builder. This is my most recent project that I have been attacking. It is to join the renovated side of the house with the original house. When we were doing the extension above, we had built a wall on this side of the hallway, and we'd lived on this side, and the renovation was happening over there. In this part of the house, I'd like to extend the flooring now through to the front hall. And in order to do that, I also wanted to remove a front closet that was here. We've now moved all of the closet to the mudroom just around the corner. So we've got plenty of space back there. And this opens up our front hallway. We also had a very small doorway to the kitchen, which was really causing a bottleneck for a large family. So I wanted to really open that up and make space for everybody to pass without problem. The closet itself, it turns out, had ductwork on both sides. There was a central vac running through it and lots of electricity. So it ended up being a much, much bigger job than I had anticipated. I haven't done ductwork before, so that was fun. Turns out doing ductwork and actually central vac work takes a lot of small parts. I think that the professionals probably store them all in their trucks, and in our case, I was going back to the store all the time for a new angle or whatnot. So my suggestion to anybody doing this is buy all the parts, use what you need, return the rest when you're finished. This whole job was actually part of our original plan, and we had named it as phase 2 of the renovation when it came to permitting and so forth. But I can't help but think that we really should have added it to the original scope. If we had built a wall here and built a wall there, we could have gotten to our kitchen around, and we could have added this to the original construction. It would have, I imagine it would not have cost any more for the demo, the framers, the drywallers to just add this little bit of a project to their scope, and it would have caused a lot less headache for our family. So learn from that mistake. So the kitchen is a much bigger job. I'm just doing it bit by bit because what I'd like to do eventually is moving all of the plumbing, opening up another wall. It's a big thing. So we're going to try to live with a partly finished project. But in order to open that doorway, we had cabinetry here, which all had to go. And we've moved it. So I've had to move it here. What I've also done is, because I'm not attacking the floor until I've finished the plumbing and et cetera, I just opened up the floor at this section here so that when I do run the flooring along, I don't need to worry about the old laminate being underneath. This is the mud room. This was formerly a laundry room. We've got access to the back. We actually couldn't use that when this was a laundry room. Oddly enough, the machines were too big for the space. So we've changed the door. Now the kids can have direct access with their muddy shoes straight outside. We're still going to put some doors on this. Obviously, it's still a little messy, but everybody in the family gets their own cubby. Okay, so this is the other side, the other direction of this hallway, and here is the door to the basement. Normally, so it's an unfinished basement, and normally I would say just do a blind door. You don't want to accentuate that space. In the case of this, though, the door was here. It was ugly, but good quality. And so what we've decided to do is just throw on a piece of MDF, cover it up. A plain door would be MDF anyways. So it's fully glued on. I just left the hinges. Normally you would do blind hinges, but I don't think they're going to be that noticeable. And then in order to remove all of the trim, we had to put the MDF on the wall itself. And so it's now been taped, re-cornered, and plastered. It's going to need another couple of coats of paint, but I think it's a pretty good and cheap solution for a basement door. Next in this space, we're going to add some furniture and attack the stairs. they obviously need an update.